Hi, Marianne from Coastal Love and Decor. How you guys doing today? Okay, again, I'm using up some of my wood pieces I have in my stash. And this is a boxed frame, wood frame. So what I did was I made the beach sign out of resin. This mold actually is much thicker, and it's normally a stand-up sign on its own, and I didn't pour as thick because this is going to go on our piece after I finish it up. So I'm hoping the camera is catching everything. So I've already mixed up my sand and put it down. So today I'm going to be using Lorraine Shimmer, which is this color, and the Kimmy Shimmer, which is this color. So, and obviously, yes, I have my white. I may try my new thickener today. I'm not sure yet, but this is what I picked up, and it's supposed to thicken up your white. But because I am putting a resin sign that I made in it, not sure I'm going to use this today, but it's in the back of my head. Okay, so let's start with the Kimmy Shimmer, and I'm trying to watch my colors. Normally I use the Michelle Shimmer, but I didn't want a really dark color in this today. So I'm just going to get it in the crease, in the corners here. If you can't see this whole piece, I apologize. Maybe what I can do is when I post this video, I can just show it sideways, and then that way you would get to see it all. We'll see after I'm done with this video. So I'm just going to I want it along the edge there. And I do have the back taped. I did tape off the back. You just never know. That if you've seen that rowboat I did tape that up, but there was still a little bit that seeped in the back. And what it actually did is just stain the stain I had in a couple spots a little bit blue, which is no biggie. You don't see the back anyways, but that's what I'm saying. That's why you need to tape off your stuff. Okay, so I'm going to put that in there, and I have some, it must have dripped. All right, and then I'm going to go with the Lorraine Shimmer. This is another pretty color. And I have extra resin mix just in case this time. Because when I make my sand, sometimes you just don't know if you're gonna use too much resin when you're making the sand. So a lot of times that's what my problem is. And I might need to add some more of this. We'll have to see here. Okay. So again, I'm going to get my corners. And I really think I'm going to need some more resin, which I said I have some ready. So I could use my fingers to do this as well, or you could run your fingers, but I probably will in the end. But to get in those corners, I like the stick. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need some more. Oops. Of the Lorraine Shimmer. Because it just isn't filling up, you know, the whole board the way I want it to. So, what I'm going to do, that's not the Lorraine. This is the Lorraine. So let me, because I'm going to need another clean stick. And I'm just going to add, because I want to leave just a little bit of clear, because I want to add some shells. And even though this is wet, I still want to make sure, you know, they attach. But I can't do that until after I put my sign on. So we're just going to mix up some more. Let me cover my paste. And make sure that all gets stirred in there real good. And pray this is enough, which it should be. So I'm going to take this all out. And now I'm going to use my finger. Now I'll use my finger. Get in there. Just like so. That's looking good. Let me wipe off my finger. And I think what I'm going to do, well, that's pretty. I'm going to take whatever Kimmy Shimmer I have left, and I'm just going to add it in here. I didn't use any sparkle on this time because I have a little sparkle in my beach sign, my resin beach sign I made. And that's looking good. Okay. And I'm going to take my finger one more time through it, just to blend those colors a little bit. Get it up along the shore. Now that looks pretty good. So I got a new heat gun. I had an embossing heat gun for 30 years and it finally conked out, and I miss having a small one. I have my big heat gun. So I picked up Let's Resin heat gun. So I'm hoping it's going to work for my waves, but I'm just going to heat this up a little bit because I'm going to have to add my waves now. Let me pick this up. because I want to add that sign. So we're just heating that up a little bit. Okay. And now we're just going to go along the shore here, and I'm going to add the white. I'm just going to run it. I got to get it off my board there. Right here, get it off. Okay, and then I'm going to heat this up a little bit. Alright, I think I'm going to make it come this way. I know once I put on my sign, some of my wave cells are going to disappear because it's sitting on top of it. But you should be able to see through that beach sign I made because I used the gel tints. I think it was aqua gel tint I used, so you can see through it a little bit. I mean, I'm liking the action with this. Probably could use a little more right there. And I also have stuff right here. Get that off. And a little white in there. Okay. Alright, so first I'm going to spray it, before I add that sign, I'm going to spray it with the alcohol in case there's any bubbles. Once I put this on, there'll be more bubbles that'll come up. So we're just going to, I want this, I'm hoping this doesn't blend in with that blue, please. But I'm putting this partially in the sand. Like so. So I'm going to kind of push it in. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe I should put a little dark in there now that I'm looking at it. I also could run some gold around this, which I should have done before I dropped it in, but I wasn't sure. Okay, I think that's going to be good. I might add a little bit of Michelle shimmer back in here. I think I need a little bit. And I do need just a little bit. Whoops, wrong one. So let me put some in a cup here. Get my Michelle shimmer. Just a little bit of dark in there. I didn't think I wanted it, but you know, stuff happens. I'm gonna add just a drop more in here. Okay, stir that up. I'm gonna add some of the Michelle and some more white. Okay, let me get a couple toothpicks here. So I know what I want to do. We'll see how it goes. And that might not be my ticket. Not quite sure. I'm liking that now that I got it done. No. So let me get what I got in here. We're just gonna, yep, I'm getting rid of that white right there. But if I take, let's see, I'm just gonna do this. We'll see what happens. Trial and error. So I'm just going to mix that in there a little bit. It's starting to thicken up, so I gotta get moving here. Get this. Keep hitting that letter. Okay, get some in here. Just a little bit in there. Okay, I think that's good. Now I need to add some, a little bit of white waves back in there. So I'm just gonna do little small waves. Let me do a big one here. Just want it sitting on the shore. And you never know, I might go back after that dries with the thickener. We'll see. Let's put some in here. And then a few in here. Just a few, about a couple in there. There's my blob. I hate when it blobs. I need a little bit of, just a little bit of dark in here. You know, you just work with what you're doing, and when you find your happy medium, then you're good to go. All right. I think I'm going to leave that alone. I don't want to get crazy. Okay. So I want to get a few shells on here. I'm going to take my gloves off, which I really don't want to do since I'm just starting to heal. Well, bear with me while I'm looking for shells. I mean, I have tons, but I have to find the right size to fit. I'm liking that, so I think I'm going to put that one right there, and I'm just going to push it in the sand so it will stay. And let me see, I got that one. Bear with me. I thought I was just going to put little shells, but sometimes you gotta go bigger. So these are definitely too big. I'm liking the sand tone in this. I think I'm gonna put that in there, but I'm gonna need a little bit more resin. Dang it. So I'm gonna pick this up, and I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna do that. And then I'm gonna drop a pearl in there, because you know I love my pearls and my shells. And I'm going to cover this one up a little bit. That looks good. And I like these, I call them mermaid pearls. They just turn different colors depending on which way you look at them. So I'm going to put one of those in there. Or you know what? I might do two sizes. Let's see. And then one little tiny. I like odd numbers. And one right there. Okay, now I'm going to put some resin on that. That gives it a little bit more color. So I'm just going to drizzle some resin in there. Okay. Let's see what I've got here. Let's add some of these in here. That'll go right there. And let's put one right down in here. I'm going to hit those with a little bit of, and let's put some smaller ones along. Where'd that go? I don't even see where it went. There. Oh, there it is. There. There. That's on the B. I don't want it on the B. And just a few little gatherings along. The bottom. A few little ones. And there's a few little teeny tiny. Just a few teeny tiny ones in there. And I think I will stick another starfish in there. If I have some small ones. That's what I have a lot of starfish, but most of them are broke. So I'm looking for something small. Yeah, I think I'll have one right there. And there's a tiny one. I'm going to lay right there. Okay. Now let me add I'm just wondering if I should put one up in there. Okay, let me just go over these. Yep, this resin's thick. Just get that covered up. Oops. Went overboard there. Get my, yep, went overboard right there. Okay. That's looking pretty good. Let me run the heat gun over this. Okay. Now I'm just trying to decide if that's enough. I don't think I want anything back here. I think that's good enough. So yeah, I think I'm done with this. So we'll see after this sits tomorrow. It's like something is telling me to put something right here. And it's not clicking what it should be. A little white on there. But I can always add it later. It's on the sign. All right, guys. That's our beach sign for today. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. And I'll take this outside by the pool and show you the outcome tomorrow. Bye.